Welcome to season 2 of Off the Lip, and today I have got one of the most exciting free surfers the UK have produced over the last 15 years. Sometimes we bring people onto the show to talk about specifically surfing in competition, but what happens if you leave the jersey and make your own direction? Well, today, welcome to the sofa. We're here at the UK Surf and Skate Expo, and on the sofa, Harry Timson.
Yeah, stoked. First podcast.
You!
So yeah,
Oh.
super stoked. This is epic. And yeah, thanks so much for having me on, mate.
Well, we really appreciate it. We've been down at the expo, and you've been over with the Ocean Magic boards.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about like your role in the shaping industry, but what I really wanted you to have on the show today, Harry, is I've known you since you were a Grom growing up, through the kind of junior school surfing.
Yeah.
You grew up in a time with the likes of Job Harris, Miles Lee Hargreaves, and then Luke Dillon's a year older than you, all fiercely competitive young men growing up. And you have kind of forged a career in surfing that perhaps took a different journey than those guys did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what today's episode is about what's it like being a free surfer. So let's get into it. So Harry, Newquay born and raised?
Oh, not quite.
Yep.
Leicestershire, born in Kettering Hospital. So couldn't get any further away from the sea. We lived up there. My parents used to come down. It was like in the school holidays, brought us down, kind of taught us how to surf. I think I caught my first wave when I was about 3 years old at Watergate. And then it got to the point where it was every school holiday, every weekend. And they said, look, we can't keep doing this. So they moved over to Watergate, which is, the best thing they've ever done for all us kids. I've got 2 brothers and a sister, and we just love surfing. So, being brought up, you can kind of say Newquay boy, but, really it's from Leicestershire.
Yeah. Well,
the Midlands.
I'd say on my show quite regularly. I grew up in Manchester. I've lived now in Cornwall, here in Bude, where I live, longer than I've lived in Manchester. But it's our roots, it's our heritage, it's where we grew up, isn't it? And actually, sometimes I think coming from a coastal town, we don't always appreciate how lucky we are. You and I grew up in another part of this country. We've come down here as holidaymakers. Yeah. I used to go to West Wales before I moved to Cornwall. And actually, that's what has maybe driven your passion, my passion. We froth about surfing because we didn't always have it on our doorsteps, did we? Yeah.
It's like one of those things, if you love doing it, but you've not got access to the sea, so we used to cry when we had to leave Cornwall, all of us. And, if you like to live down here, and like to have grown up, through my younger years here, it's just amazing, isn't it? Like you feel so lucky. Even when I go, say, a little city break to London or something, you give it 2 days and you're itching to get back to the coast, aren't you? Even if you're not surfing, just have the option there. We're so lucky all over, but from where we're from, it's
so poignant. I was only talking about this to my own kids a couple of weeks ago. My parents had a little caravan in West Wales, and every time we left the caravan to drive home, I'd be in tears. I still remember, even like almost as a teenager, because going back to Manchester just felt like torture.
That's it.
Going away from the ocean. So the juniors that we deal with a lot through Surfing England now have an incredible competitive structure called the Junior Surf Series, which you've obviously heard about.
Yes.
The event this weekend is for Newquay, for board riders. They're running it down at Great Western. When you were a kid growing up in the surfing kind of like competitive structure, was there much opportunities as a Grom growing up to compete in your kind of time?
Yeah. When I think I started doing comps in the under 10s division, and then there was a comp almost every weekend, wasn't there, back in the day? Yep. It was, and we used to love it. We used to do the under 10s, under 12s, under 14s, under 16s. Poor parents must have spent a fortune on us. But we, it was, there was a few different tours, and there was plenty of events, and it was really good, And it's good to see like the events coming back. It kind of went quiet, didn't it, for a few years, and it's really good because I think, we've got we've got amazing surfers here, and there's so many of them. Like the events, they get filled up because everyone wants to do them. Yeah. And I think, it's really good. But when we were growing up, it was, we had, plenty of comps, and that's where it kind of started. You get the little taste for it, and
it's in your blood.
It's in your blood. You get that first kind of taste of victory, and you just love comps, don't you?
You talked about the comps and the big tours. So Dave Reed, UK Pro Surf Tour, you went through a generation that was massive.
That was huge.
So you talk to me and talk to our audience about kind of like, where was that tour taking us around Great Britain?
The tour went all over. I mean, they had events in Ireland, didn't they? In Portrush.
Yeah.
Up in Thurso, they had the ones in the northeast, Scarborough, St Ives, Croyd, Newquay.
Yeah.
It was
Lantwit. They had ones in
Lantwit
Wales.
Major, yeah.
So Dave drove the UK Surf Tour. It was majorly popular, heavily financed, and there was prizes that you could get, kind of like a leaderboard, and you were on the tour like the WCT, but here in Great Britain. And then obviously, as all good things sometimes have to come to an end, Dave retired, and as he stepped away, no one really took that mantle on, did they?
No.
So the NGB with Surfing England has sort of developed that junior surf series, and we've talked about it. And you honed your skills competitively through those tours.
Yeah.
But we're talking today about free surfing. Okay?
Yes.
And I sometimes compare you with the famous Dave Rastovich. Rasta was World Pro Junior, comes from Australia, on the Billabong team. And Dave has actually left pro surfing in the competitive aspect and forged his career as a free surfer. And you are, without doubt, one of the most highly respected free surfers in the UK. What made the change?
I think I did, like I said before, I was doing those comps from under 10s, and then we did all those tours all those years. And then I think when I was 15, started doing the pro juniors in Europe and around the world. I did some in Oz as well. And then did the pro juniors, then was onto the QS. And I think you just get burnt out. It got to the point where we were going to events, you'd lose and it wouldn't be bothered. Just think like, whatever. And that's when the drive's gone, or the fire in your belly. If you're losing, like back in the day when I lost, I was crying. And you still, I'm sure like everyone does that because it means so much to you. You want to win. But yeah, that was it. I think maybe just got a little bit burnt out, and then, started doing trips and just getting content. Like it was when the magazines were mental. There's 12 issues a year of all these mags, and you're getting like real good incentives, and that was it. I started making money that way, which was great. And I think I really enjoyed it. Just surfing. It was like I wouldn't say like a weight off your shoulders. It was almost like a different kind of surfing, because free surfing, essentially, if you're on a trip, you're shooting for like, you're going big, aren't you? Whereas in a comp, you're kind of 3 to the beach. Well, I say that, you watch Lucas Skinner at a comp, he's flying around doing full rotations, but yeah, it's just a different kind of surfing. And that's kind of what, it just makes you like love it even more.
Yeah. You've got to send it as a free surfer because you're trying to get those photos, all those clips now in our social media world. Did you ever get front cover with Carve or with Wavelength?
Yeah, I've had cover on both of those.
Sick.
Yeah, I've had a couple Wavelength ones. I had a Carve. Funny enough, the Carve one was it was in Newquay. Yeah, which was nice, getting like English waves on an English mag, because obviously you can go to Indo and get a cover any day of the week, but it means it's special when it's from here. But yeah, I've had a few covers, which is stoked with.
That's a kind of the holy grail of a surfer in the olden days, when magazines were, as you said, coming out monthly. 360 for the bodyboarders. Steve England with Carve. I used to remember as a Grom always waiting in my newsagent for it to come onto the shelf and then grab it, and then you could subscribe to it and get it delivered. It was even more amazing.
Pit Pilot coming out as well.
They were great magazines, and we're here with the Surf Expo. Wavelength has been brought back from the ashes because it was basically 100%. It was going to fold. It was, and Chris Thompson and his team have taken it on. Massive event out there today.
It's huge.
How's it been going for you down there on the expo?
It's absolutely epic.
Yeah.
It's really good. And I can imagine stuff like this. You never know how it's going to be the first year, but it's buzzing down there. Yeah. It's heaving. I didn't get to go down to the skate park, but they said there's about 500 people down there.
I think Tony Alva dropped into the bowl.
Cruising in the bowl, like
nearly 70, absolutely shredding.
In Newquay, that's iconic, that is.
Yeah, he's never been here before. I mean, Concrete Wave and the Maverick team that have built Concrete Wave, it's one of the best skate parks in the country.
Easily.
Yeah, and you've got a legend. He got so much that I believe Tony just said, I'm going to have to go back to my hotel. He got overwhelmed by it all.
Yeah.
Which is a magical thing,
That is,
an original Z-boy here in Newquay. So you moved into your kind of like beginning to identify that free surfing was an avenue you could take. Yeah. When were you picked up by Volcom at this time? Already had, or?
I've been with Volcom since I was 12 or 13.
Wow.
I'm 29 now.
Yeah.
So it's been
a long supported
really, really long supporting career, and it's like a full family. You've been through everything. They have some stuff going on earlier this year, but just power on through, which is great.
And in terms of their remit as you being a free surfer, what's kind of their expectations around how you kind of market yourself in a free surfing world? We've talked to lots of people who are competitive surfers, and obviously they want results, they want wins. For a free surfer, what do they want from you?
It's funny because in your contract stuff, there's not necessarily a criteria. It's one of those, it's real strange in free surfing. It's almost like, you know what you've got to do in kind of inside, you know, you've got to have your social media presence. You've got to be, say, if there's a swell in Ireland and it's going to be on, everyone's going, you need to be there. Or when it's pumping at Fistral and everyone's shooting, you've got to be there, kind of thing. You know, it's just it's kind of one of those things you just learn how to do and just be around. But essentially, you're filming for video parts. You know, where it used to be kind of, say, if you had a section in a feature length film, and then it kind of went into your own edits, and now a lot of it is just online stuff.
Yeah,
and it's strange, isn't it? Like, you see nowadays people will do a mental trick, get it on camera. People used to save it for films. Now it's 5 minutes later, it's on Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah,
out of the water. But I think it's really good because it makes it so exciting.
Yeah, it's current. Like, Lucas had a high tide session at Fistral a couple of days ago. There's a big rotate full air reverse he does. He's just teased, and then the next day that whole clip's
done.
Out. Yeah, and it's instant gratification, isn't it?
It is, and I think that's what people like is current.
Yeah,
and it's real. It's so up to date now. Like, I think it's brilliant. You know.
Yeah, you talked about, like, people used to hold things back. I remember as a kid growing up with the magazines you talked about, when we wanted to find out who'd won an event, we'd wait, and eventually the magazines would say who it was.
Yeah.
The internet barely really had that much to show for it. And now everything, you know, when Lucas has just done like a backflip or a rodeo or whatever he's done, everyone knows about it. It's all over your Instagram feed. It's all been shared. It's on everyone's stories. For you, you're a person that a lot of young surfers are approaching now under a coaching umbrella.
Yes.
What is it that the Groms are really wanting to learn more, in your opinion, than anything else? Is it power surfing or is it airs?
It's a mix. I think all the kids do love and want to do airs. I mean, you've got, they're all looking up to Lucas Skinner, which is epic. You know, he's like shredding, and they just want to be just like him. I mean, who wouldn't? You know, I want to do airs like him.
I can't do airs like him.
But yeah, they're a lot of the kids. Yeah, they're really open. I mean, when I like to work with people like for a kind of long period of time, you know, so you can really kind of get down to the basics, and because that's where it all starts from. And then, it's one thing leads to another. But yeah, I think kids are always going to be obsessed with it. It is one of the best things in surfing.
They definitely, now, judges in our olden days, they'd throw low numbers to airs. They'd put more of the points into big rail carves.
Yeah.
But now a big air, one single air and a maneuver comes out with 8 and 9 point rides. I mean, what's your personal feeling about Lucas's first wave at Pantin? Have you seen the clips of his 2 waves?
Yeah.
Came out with a 4.3 or a 4.7.
Yeah.
Underscored or overscored? What? Or was it a right?
I think it's underscored for sure. I think their criteria for that day is big turns out the back.
Look at Stan.
I mean, he's still Stan's. You're getting big scores for even one single maneuver. I mean, he shredded the hell out of that wave.
Yeah.
Out on the outside and then did airs on the inside. Yeah. So I think it's pretty unfair, but hey, we've all had heats like that. Sometimes it just makes you hungrier for it.
Yeah. And I know he'll bounce back, and perhaps in his young fledgling career at that level, Lucas is going to have to look at those things, isn't he? Yeah.
It's the QS. That's big leagues. That's top. That's where everyone's looking to go. He's 17. So, it's...
How long is it going to be before we see Lucas on the Challenger Series?
I do it next year, I reckon.
If he can't get it, it's only a matter of time. It's not an if, it's when.
Oh, no, of course. It's just when, you just need that little bit of luck on your side with the waves. That's it.
Yeah. So back to you coaching, you bit of shaping, still shaping as well?
I'm not shaping.
No.
My hands are soft.
No. So what's your role with Ocean Magic?
I am like the front of house, sales, just looking after kind of the factory, like taking orders, making sure everyone's got all the stuff they need, chasing up the boys when they're being slack.
So you've got an affiliation over there with Pizel, haven't you?
With Pizel, Mayhems, Mark Phipps, Weber's, Stuart Longboards, obviously Nigel's boards. Yeah, it's we got a really good team up there, and I love working there. It's I started up there because I was obviously just surfing full time, and then when COVID hit, we got stuck in Indo, and we spent about 10 grand trying to get back. They just kept cancelling flights, and we finally made it back. And I had about that glorious like 2 months of sun and surfing. And then I said to Nigel, I was like, is there anything I can do off at the factory, like work wise? And he was like, yeah, I'm sure we can kind of think of something. And yeah, I went up there and haven't really left.
Is he flexible with you being able to just drop it
so
and just
flexible.
go out and chase that swell like you said?
Oh, like say last year I just said, oh, I'm going to Portugal tomorrow. He's like, sweet, like happy days. Or if the waves are pumping and I'm at work, he's like, what are you doing here? But he's that's surfboard factory, isn't it? And he's done it all before. He knows it. He's been a professional surfer, and
that's a really understanding surf boss that knows the industry.
100%.
And it's super lucky because again, with your role as a free surfer, it has to be that way. It supports you in what you do. Yeah,
you've got to be flexible. And you've got to have time. Say when you got a swell and you got to jump on it here, and
You talked about with your media stuff. Have you got a go-to videographer, go-to photographer that's on speed dial that you know that when it's pumping, you're just going to go, let's go?
There's some really keen ones about. I mean, I shoot loads with Luke Gartside. He's got such a big passion for it. He's an epic photographer. He's used my dad for years. He shot all my covers. And films. But my little brother, he flies drones. And yeah, to be honest, everyone's kind of knocking around. You do have, if the session's going to be on, he'll be surfing about me, Lucas, Ben, and there'll be people wanting to film. But I've been away quite a few times with Ollie Treacher. He's a really good friend, really good filmer. We had a laugh, but he keeps surfing too much now and he's getting better and better and he's doing airs, and I think it'd be quite hard to go on a bumping surf trip and make him film. I might be filming him.
And that's the thing. I've just come off the back of a 4-month injury and I filmed my kids. And I've loved it because I've been able to get a lot of coaching done for them because I've been able to film, like your dad said, filming you. And now I'm back in the water. It feels harder because I've had that big gap. I kind of want to surf with them more. But
yes, of course.
I mean, every day nowadays, we've got cameras aren't that expensive. Even your phone can take a pretty good video. And if your parents are keen and they want to get some clips, video analysis is the way forward, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Do you do a lot of coaching video analysis with your kids when they come in to do the training with you?
All video analysis. Yeah, it's the most important thing. You can tell someone what it looks like, but to actually see it, that's where everyone benefits from.
So your tip to parents, if they want to even help their own kids, just
get
film it.
any sort of camera and just film them.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be good. So we definitely know that in England you can carve a career as a free surfer.
Yes.
It's not something that I think that many of our surfers really who are coming through the competitive ranks are thinking about right now.
Yeah.
And in your kind of like final piece to it is, what would you say to a child or a young adult that's maybe become disillusioned or finds the stress of surfing? I've got a good friend of mine and their child really gets stressed in surfing. It makes them feel unwell.
Yeah.
What would your advice to those guys be just to finish this amazing episode?
I think we all start surfing because we love it. We fall in love with it. It's a passion. Whether you go down the competitive route or you just surfing, people just like, I know kids who are, only 13, 14, they just want to surf. They're not fussed. They're not even fussed about getting better. They just love it, and I think that's, to be in the sea surfing, that's the best thing for you, for your mind. If you're stressed or whatever, you're always gonna feel better when you get out. Rarely have one of them surfs. I mean, they are out there, but but I think you just gotta surf, haven't you?
Yeah.
Just go out and do it.
That's why we love it.
That is why we love it, and it's always going to be there for us.
Be that competitive, or be that free surfing, or be that just surfing with your mates.
Surfing.
Yeah.
If you want to do it professionally, you want to have a go at it that way, go for it. If you want to just do it and enjoy it, for the rest of your life with your mates, do it. Makes no difference.
Absolutely. Well, Harry, it's been a pleasure to have you on the sofa.
Thank you.
Thank you. I
quite like it.
Yeah. You have nailed it.
Feel at home.
Yeah, this is comfy up here. We're going to head back down to the expo and hopefully enjoy this afternoon. If they haven't already been down, hopefully these guys that are watching have come down and seen it. And obviously they can check out this episode on our podcast when we release it. Anyway, have a great winter. I hope you get some great waves when you get out traveling. And thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
I've been running from the wind. I can feel the darkness creeping in.
I'm Martin Reay and I'm your host of Off the Lip, brought to you by Surfing England, the national governing body of surfing in England. Thank you to the Caravan and Motorhome Club, our headline sponsor, and to Mora Media House for creating these podcasts.
You soothe my woes when the day is done.